So it's.
I'm ready.
Well, here and there,
You were ready. Is it recording?
We can start our first.
Yep.
28.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is Thursday, October 2nd, 6 p.m. Regular planning commission. I'll call the regular October 2nd, planning commission to order. Roll call. Jessica Purd,
Here.
Lane Belter.
Here.
Brenda Forrest,
Here.
Kim Putz,
here,
Dan Panas,
here,
Dave Wallner. And myself. Public comment on agenda items, 2 minutes per person, 14 minutes per topic. If you're here for your own items, you don't have to speak now. We'll let you just talk during the agenda period, but if there's anyone else here to talk about agenda items, if not, we'll move on to reviewing and approval of the minutes for the September 4th, 2025.
John, for your own thing or for something else?
no, that's what I wanna know if it's my own thing.
Go ahead, John, ask.
5B,
No, this is in general, but we'll talk about it, and we'll let you talk then if you want. So.
Alright.
Any questions, changes, corrections?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of September 4th, 2025.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Brenda Forrest. Second by Kim Putz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, nay. Minutes are adopted unanimously. New business, discussion possible recommendation of replat of land. Certified survey map application. Of parcel 181 1060 00 181 1002 60 000 181 1002 50 000 and 181 1003 30 000. Applicant Rock Montpettit La Pointe Events. We have in our packet the application. For replat of land. The parent legal description. Certified survey map, which I believe was done by.
Yep.
How is the property gonna be accessed? Would it
There's
have
a current driveway on the west side of the property.
that goes across lot 1?
So you have this driveway.
Yep. Does the village need to be concerned about a driveway easement for our purposes here? Being there's no actual driveway for this property it goes across lot 1, what I'm asking. But maybe it's not a concern of the village, I just thought of it. But
I don't know if it's really our concern to be, it's between the two property owners here. I don't know where, I'm trying to think what issue where we would need.
that's, yeah, I couldn't think of anything either.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then no issue there.
Are you sure you're talking about the right access?
Yeah, I'm confused at what access you're talking
To
about.
get down below, because you're gonna have below, right? To get down.
Yeah, this question was, would the village have any reason to have? Sometimes we reserve rights to have access to the driveway of platted land.
Hmm.
Because we may, at some point in the future, we may need to get from point A to B to C in the future. Well,
So,
there's no way to, you're getting to A to B, which is the river, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So,
are you
I-
purchasing lot one? On
Yeah,
that?
what's on this map is
Yeah.
only that part of Fultright property that's got
So it's got its own driveway.
its own driveway.
Okay. I was confused. I was thinking you were purchasing something back here and you had to go across lot one. But you're purchasing lot
That lot
one
one is what we'd be purchasing.
and the driveway comes right to County Road I.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a current driveway there, one of the ones that they use for the Sam's Christmas Village.
Oh, is there?
On the western side of the property, northwest side of the property.
so then what was historically known as the Fultright entrance would be remain to the other parcel.
The driveway.
Correct. Yeah. What is traditionally known as the Fultright entrance would be access to the remaining parcel that's not being sold, correct?
Correct.
Does anyone have any other questions, concerns regarding the recommendations?
Up here. Oh,
The surveyor is here. Do you have any questions? Doug Zoller? If any of you have comments or statements, feel free. Otherwise,
I don't have anything else to add. I mean, it's like I said, the property in question is. That's gonna be transferred is just what's shown on this map. The rest of the flow rate is gonna stay as it is, and I didn't map that, but. You're,
Or
This is what?
this one.
so you alluded to that, the main entrance that they use now, that'll stay with flow rate.
the traditional Fultright entrance is, yeah.
Here's a pie.
Yeah, well. They've got access, they've got a driveway.
So Brock, is it the one you go in for weddings or the one for general sand or for the Christmas village? There's two entrances, right? You got one,
West of the shop,
One,
oh, what,
west of
West
our
of
shop
and that's,
is
Village shop.
going to lot one. The one that is east, we're just gonna call it east because it's north of that one.
you know where the Linky driveway is? Becky Linky's driveway went just south of that.
Don't bring the Linky driveway in, that's a whole other legal quagmire.
Yeah.
It's the second driveway from the Linky property.
Yeah.
There's two driveways up there. You got Linky driveway if you're coming south. You got another driveway that goes into that property, and then you got the driveway that he has on certified survey.
Driveway
more
here.
driveways, I thought.
This is driveway here.
And this is just past the village property, right? It's the first thing. Now, you past the village property, it's the next driveway, that's what I got mapped here. Yep.
And this does not conflict with, the sewer treatment plant. That driveway, you know, the long range plans were the other direction, so, correct,
No, everything's conforming to the CSM.
yeah.
Talked to Doug about a few things and
Well, as I entertain a motion for recommendation to the village board.
Yeah, I'd make the motion to recommend approval of replatting the said lots.
Motion by Belter, is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Recommendation for approval to the village board passes unanimously. This will be placed on the consent agenda. It should go relatively quickly at the village board. So
Today, that one?
the 21st.
You just want to call it, find it.
Get it on my calendar, this thing.
21st at 6 P.M.
Thank you.
Of course, when it's on the consent agenda, any board member can request it be pulled out for discussion, so. Otherwise, it'll be approved in mass, so.
Good.
Moving on, 5A, discussion possible recommendation, review conditional use permits, Title 13, Article D, and zoning administration, Title 13, Article L. Before we really get into what you guys have been doing, we've had a working group meeting to figure out our long-term or decade-long issue of no zoning administration. And which has been myself, the police chief, public works director, and the village clerk. We meet approximately every 2 weeks. We met with a vendor or service provider yesterday. Yesterday. That does zoning administration, custom fit to the needs of what the community wants, or from either actually in the village hall or city hall for 1 day a week, or they just process the letters, the determinations, the paperwork, the citations.
So you presented to him what we have, and then we can either ask him or he can recommend how much he would need to be hired for.
Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Thank you.
Took your training.
So as part of that, they would, the goal would be to bring them on board January 1st, the new budget cycle. They would review our zoning administration to code an ordinance to make it align with the service, and anything that is also probably arcane.
Clean us up.
Yeah, clean it up. Stuff that we've been struggling, this commission has been struggling with the last 2.5 years to try to address. And then would help us look at our fee structure for various things that are related to planning and zoning. So the revenue coming in from various planning and zoning applications, permits, and then the citations essentially would fund the service.
So we're talking about a zoning service.
It would be a zoning administration, just like we appoint a village attorney. It's actually the firm. It's not a specific attorney. So it is, and the firm is Cedar Corporation, our former village engineer. They have now, last several years, launched this separate service. They're familiar with our community. I think it's got a lot of promise. They are going to have another meeting with us after October 16th to help us hone in on, the scope of services. Once we get that kind of cleaned up, probably in November, we would be able to make a presentation to this committee or this commission. And, go from there, so. I really think it's got a lot of, potential for success, so.
I've been saying for years, we can do all the conditional use permits we want and
Yeah,
do whatever we, make, but nothing, nobody follows it up.
so this is the need.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And it would also, there would be things that we would be doing then in-house too, some paper stuff, administrative. One point I do want us to talk a little bit about is the review of conditional use permits. So right now, you had been going through and cleaning up old ones that have been for businesses. Let's say that's all completed, and Jessica is going through her own internal review of all the conditional use permits. And so she's still working on that, but say that's all completed and we get everything, the files all up to date. What we are proposing, getting language added to, the ordinances that, so many permits per month would be sent out to the landowner or business or whoever the permit holder is. They would be required to sign off annually that they are still in compliance with all these things. If not, why? That if any of these things changes, then they would come to the planning commission for a revised CUP permit. If they sign off and it's incorrect, that is fraud. So we have an avenue that way for protection.
Will the zoning administrator be visiting?
Well, that would be part of this potentially, yeah.
I would like to see that,
Yeah, so,
and I don't think there's a lot of people doing things wrong, but
no,
38 years that I've been in my business, nobody's ever walked in and said,
no, because we've never had anyone.
didn't ever anybody to do it, yeah,
Yeah.
fine, 100 why.
So. That's where we're at right now with the working group.
Mhm.
Jessica, I know, when we talked this afternoon to how to give you an update on things. Is there anything I missed?
No, got it
Okay.
covered.
I never liked the idea of us
No.
going out and.
No,
It
that's,
could be your neighbor 3 houses down.
other states,
Business down.
planning commissions have that power. Yes, we can grant that power to this commission. But that's not, Wisconsin Planning Commission is more primarily a review and advisory to the village board.
Sure.
And is required to do that review and advice to the village board. It's not. And this is my interpretation, so please take it with a big 50-pound bag of salt. It's not, my opinion, is not meant to be the enforcement arm of the code. So
So who would do the enforcement and the board,
the firm, yeah.
firm would?
Yeah, so, what they usually do have is, either in the communities that have an administrator. They would sign off on, authorization to proceed with whatever needs to be done. Or and run through, even those communities run through then their municipal clerk for the paper handling and stuff like that. But in communities with an administrator, it's the mayor or village president that just sign off for the. Not saying weighing in on the issue of there is a problem, there isn't a problem, it's just the authorization for them to proceed, on that issue. And then it would initiate the workflow process from there.
Okay, is there anything to do on this?
No,
Was
that's
this
why,
information?
It costs money.
Well, yeah,
well,
and did you say that the fees
That's
that will be
what,
assessed are
that's,
what are going to.
that's what we're-
The cost of the administrator.
the first year we'll have we'll have to budget some money for the ordinance review,
Yeah,
but that, beyond that.
it's
On
our paying for
ongoing,
itself.
it's, what should be able to do is through the permits that are collected for CUPs, building permits, anything related to CSMs, we'll collect additional revenue on some of those things that will go into a fund to pay for the zoning administration service.
For the most part, or maybe totally.
Yep.
So we need some money up there. That covers itself. Sounds like a great idea.
You would have to have, provide money either way.
Yeah.
For zoning administration person or staff member anyways, because we don't have someone, we don't fund it.
Right.
So,
So something has to happen now to kind of fix what we haven't been doing, so. Sounds like you guys are on a good place.
and then
Keep
it's,
going.
still preliminary, things could get derailed, but that just wanted to provide an update.
Not with a good mayor, I don't think things get derailed, as long as we have a good village president, things will stay right.
and I don't wanna,
Anyway, sounds like you got a good thing going.
It's
Well,
long overdue.
Oh, yeah.
since I've been elected in 2000, there's been no zoning administrator. Administration or administrator.
And when we agreed to take on what we agreed to take on, it was like a bunch of blind squirrels going out trying to get the harvest.
We were all kind of reluctant.
This is good,
We were
yes,
reluctant, like, oh.
we knew we weren't,
And honestly, it pits you against neighbors or potential business owners, so this is a neutral third party. They're not, providing any other services to the village, so they're,
My biggest concern
Okay.
is who the third party is and how we came to get them. So I'm gonna wanna understand more about that whole process and how we acquired the service and how we got it and how we decided to pick them. So that's where I'm gonna have a ton of questions.
I can address that with you, but we're not quite even there yet, that this is the final recommendation. Giving you an update that this is outsourcing is probably the process we're looking to solve this problem with. So,
And I would like to understand the whole process of how you came to the determination of which company.
well, it's been a lot of work, but
Nope. A summary is great.
so, yeah, we get to have that discussion, so.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll move on to 5B. There's no action needed. It was more or less, providing you an update. Otherwise, we would have to tackle this behemoth that is still struggling to.
information received, we're good to go.
5A, discussion possible recommendation review transient merchants, Title 7, Chapter 4. If you recall, I believe it was the June meeting, it was brought up, that the question of are transient merchant permits required for people,
Sounding good.
selling goods on property that's already zoned commercial, or industrial or retail. And, digging into it a little bit. Regulating commerce is not really the responsibility of towns, villages, and small cities. The state puts the power of regulating commerce in the state, at the state level and the county level for that. But also larger cities like Milwaukee or Madison or Appleton, they have special legislation that allows them to do regulation of commerce because they're larger population. It has different things. So Jessica and I talking about this. We want to essentially eliminate the transient merchant ordinance and just revise the The,
Wording, like
what's the other,
definition,
the definition of,
direct seller.
the direct seller permit.
Yeah. Was this relatively newly added to us during the concert days?
I have no idea where that, how it was added.
No, no.
It was probably boilerplate
And
when,
it's
when the,
typically, the history of it is typically, for door to door
Oh,
salespeople.
It
The
was,
kind of-
it was added in the old days of the concerts, came back when you were on the board. For people selling out of.
'Cause I remember-
front yards.
yeah, that became, I remember
So
that
it
became a
was-
hot topic.
It was due to the concert.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought-
Gave him a real problem.
Yeah.
yeah, and that would still require a direct seller's permit.
Mhm.
But if you're on commercial property,
Who already has a permit.
who's already, they. We're not getting into the, I don't feel the village should be getting into regulating how that business does their business.
Okay,
They're responsible to the state and the county for safety and health permits and tax permits and, that's not our role to get involved. That's my personal opinion. If anyone else shares a different opinion, that's fine. But yeah, go ahead, John.
How did this come up, or was this from the Sean Wyson comment on Facebook?
I believe so. And then,
Send a letter to the whole board.
yeah, then I emailed to the whole board and, yeah,
And that's how this came up.
yep.
Sean Wyson, our old,
The
Right,
former
yeah,
village
still
president,
water.
yeah. Well, and we wanted, we put it on here because we wanted to resolve it once and not, problem, not leave it hanging out
Right.
there and
So just so the board knows, the county does come in and inspect every booth at a commercial business. If you have a concert, if you have Sam's Christmas Village, if you have Steve Kaufman.
that's my point, that
So
we're,
He
the
wants-
the power is in the
TV.
county and the power of regulating commerce is in the state and the county federal hands, not, the village and city, unless they're what's called a first class city in the state statutes, which is very large cities, that
so
have
who's
it.
going to reduce our wordage into this to get it something that no longer holds us accountable for it?
I
well,
think
we still
Jessica,
got people that come around, go door to door.
We still need direct seller
Still,
permit.
still
Yeah.
direct seller permit.
what I think, we'll just eliminate the transient merchant ordinance completely. And look for any definitions that need to be expanded in the direct seller permit. So,
Modernize it.
yeah.
Modernize it.
Why would you delete it? It's transient. That's not somebody going on commercial property for a business as a food
There's-
booth
There
or.
still is a door to door person.
It's the magazine sellers, the people coming in and selling lobster.
that's the direct seller's permit. We're,
Yeah,
we're really offering two permits that kind of are the same thing, and it just doesn't make sense to do that.
Why
We
not
just make one,
That
we just make one permit that covers it.
Actually, the biggest reason they put that in just came to me was when they were selling T-shirts in town and the cops were having all the fights with all the people selling T-shirts. back.
So in that scenario, a direct seller's permit would be required.
yeah.
the attorney would review it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we'll get that all packaged and bring it, let's maybe take a month or two and bring it here.
But this item is again, just informational to let us know
Well,
we're cleaning up something yet more.
or we
that we
could
need cleaned
try
up.
to tackle it ourselves,
No,
but this is.
no, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, let's go the route that we said. That's a bad
No,
idea.
let's not do any work.
Well,
Let
well,
someone else do it.
Let's not have a bunch of people that have no clue what they're talking about, clean up something that's beyond their skill set. If we got somebody that's got a skill set to clean it up, thank you for the information. I think we're good to go.
Go just.
And this is, when I ran for village president, is what I called continuous improvement.
Yeah,
As we, and that is
Clean up.
continuous improvement of our ordinances.
and this
Taking
is
it chunk by chunk
beautiful examples of what you said you're gonna do. It's getting done and it's needed. So good job.
and taking it chunk by chunk and revising it, getting rid of what doesn't make sense.
Yep.
And so
Do we have a lot of, what is it, direct sellers during the concerts? Are people doing any sales like in the old days? I don't drive
I
down
remember
there.
the headache.
Don't drive down there when there's a
You
concert.
mean the snake oil guy who
Yeah.
comes to your door?
All the pest control
Snake
people,
oil.
and then the fellow that had some, magic, window wash. And
The
he
snake
wanted to
oil.
know, honest to God, this happened here last summer. And he looked at the windows and, he said, hey, you don't have a bottle of water, do you? And I'm like, okay, what's that gonna be used for? But he was mooching, is what he was doing. And then he wanted money also. And then I said, do you have a permit to sell your product in the village? And,
Then you turn around, right?
So in that scenario, they would need a direct seller's permit.
right,
People that are going door to door, they need a direct seller's permit.
but pest control
Or
people. are-
If they're,
Yep, they're coming through all the time too.
One there.
if they're selling, whatever on non-commercial property, they need a direct seller's permit.
I don't wanna be over today if you got all these people showing up at your house.
But if it's a,
Maybe I won't retire.
like the Sam's Christmas Village, they're essentially subcontractors or independent contractors
Within.
within
Yeah.
their business. That's not
They're
our
not coming door to
ballgame.
door.
And regulated by the state, the county or whoever.
Yep, got all that, we're all good.
So. All on the same page and understand that, so that's what we wanted to get consensus on tonight, so we can move forward and clean this up. Thank you very much. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
Motion by Brenda Forrest, second by Jessica Bird. All in favor, say aye.
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 We are adjourned.
This is good.